Hey, this is Michael Rice, aka Connector, and for another edition of the Connector Live. Hey, this might be one of the most important videos that you ever watch, especially if you're beginning to start on a goal, on a journey in your life. I'm about to start a new chapter in my life, and I have to revise my plan. So today's topic is on your personal strategic plan, and I'm going to give you some steps, and I'm going to give you some illustrations on how to assimilate a strategic plan into your life. Let me just say, over the past several years, at least 30 years, I've been doing project management. So pretty much an expert project management. I do community engagement. I do public relations. I do a lot of networking. And so what I want to do is share with you my expertise. When I first started off, there was no one there who want to show me the way. I did have mentors who motivated me, who kept me disciplined. But in terms of expertise, I had to pursue that myself. So I'm telling you, pursue it yourself. I'm going to give you what you need, but there are intensive stuff that you need to reinforce this. So look at books, watch videos, make it a part of you. If you're getting something from this video, please let me know. Make comments below. I'm integrating this into some of my upcoming books, and I'm going to do some in-person workshops and seminars. So look out. There's a seminar coming up called Pray First, Aim High, Stay Focused. This coming up. I'm also doing one on community engagement called Ground Rules. So look out for that. Look, check your social media. I'm putting it on Facebook, Instagram, and all like that. So let's get into the topic for today, and that's your own personal plan. This is the layman's guide, so I'm going to break it down, right? So if you know somebody who needs to have a plan, hey, have them watch this video because it's going to give them. First off, go get yourself, if you don't have one, a pen and pencil, right? So you can write this down because you're going to have to you're going to have to make up your own plan, and I'm going to help you do those steps, right? Now, the first thing is why. I always ask people, I said, you know what? Let me start with Rice's rule. Rice's rule is this. First, when the man with a plan meets the man without a plan, the man without the plan always loses. The man with the plan always wins, right? If you don't have a plan for yourself, somebody has a plan for you. So if you're working on a job and you don't have a plan, hey, guess what? Your employer has a plan for you. They're going to utilize your skills. They're going to take your gifts, things that God has bestowed on you, your skills, and they're going to use them for their benefit. Why aren't you using your skills, your knowledge, and your potential and capacity for your own benefit? So you want to have a plan for that. And the only way you're able to utilize that is to have a plan for what you want to do with it. And the more that you utilize this planning tool, the better you'll be. I once read that I think they did a study at Yale, and they took the one class and they measured the class, and what they found was that the 5% of the class that had goal-setting techniques, that had wrote down their goals and had a goal-setting system, was more 10 years later. They studied the same class, and that 5% had accumulated 95% of the wealth. 95% of the wealth. Do you get that? Just because they had a goal-setting techniques. So this, what we're about to watch, what you're about to get here, is so very valuable. Now, there's different kinds of systematic goal-setting. There's visualization, there's pyramiding, and all like that. But I'm going to give you a simple, personal, strategic plan that's going to help you move to the next level, right? There's many reasons why people don't have plans, right? One reason people don't have plans is their fear of leaving their comfort zone, right? Another reason, right, is the fear of failure. afraid that if you are not going to fail, that you start off on a journey, you're not going to make it. Like you're going to the store and you ain't going to make it all the way to the store. You can't live your life like that. You got to live your life with faith that when you get up in the morning, it's going to be a great day and you're going to move forward. And if you have that mentality that you're going to have the greatest day of your life every day that you wake up, man, your life is going to be so much different. And you got to have that mindset in order to move forward, right? So let's get out of that comfort zone. Let's move into a zone where we're not looking at opposition. We're looking at opportunity. That's another reason why people don't do things that they want in their life. They look at opposition. That's another reason they don't apply for a job, because they feel they're going to get rejected. They don't talk to the person they want to have in their life. They feel they're going to be rejected, right? But if they have focus on not on the rejection, right, but on the success, on if I apply for the job, I'm going to make more money, my life is going to be different, it's going to be so much greater. Oh, if I talk to that person, my life is going to be, I'm going to have my soulmate, I'm going to meet the person that I want in my life, it's going to be so much greater. Then if they focused on that. See, you know what? Obstacles are the things that you see when you take your eyes off your goals. So focus on your goals. We want to go after our goals like a lion goes after the antelope, right? We want to be like that guy in the gym who's kicking all them weights, right? Who's like the beast. You want to be a beast pursuing your goals. And think about this. You know, the lion, although the lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle, he's not the smartest animal in the jungle. He's not even the fastest animal in the jungle, right? But the lion has this mindset that I am the king of the jungle. So let's make you need to be the king of the jungle. Adopt the beast mindset in pursuing your goals. Let's move forward on this in this thing. Your personal strategic plan. And we have to start, I tell you, we have to start with our mindset, right? Now, there's a difference between the person. Everybody has a skill. You got a skill. I got a skill. Everybody has a skill. Some of us have unrefined skill. In other words, we have a talent, but we have not refined it and turned it into a skill. A lot of us have potential, but we never fulfill our potential. A lot of us have capacity to do stuff, but we never pursue those capacity, right? What we want to do is we want to fulfill our potential. We want to hammer on our skill, right? Right? And some of us have to work harder. I'm going to give you a good illustration, right? Because sometimes you compare yourself with others. Don't compare yourself with others. Sure, there are people smarter than you. There's people that are faster than you. There's people that can do math better than you. You can write better than you, right? But you are destined for your own success, and it doesn't matter. So maybe you need to work a little bit harder. Maybe you need to do a little bit more than somebody else does. But you still can arrive and you may be able to arrive before them, because a lot of people don't have the tenacity and don't have the realization of that they have it inside them like you have it, right? I had the other day I was watching a mother and daughter were on their way to school, right? And the child that was with the mother was walking beside her. And for every one step that the mother made, the child had to make 3 steps. But guess what? They both arrived at the school at the same time. Even though the child had to take 3 steps with his mother's step, he still arrived. That may be you compared to the person you think is smarter than you. Sure, you got to work harder. Sure, you got to make 3 steps more. Right? But you know what? If you took 4 steps, you might arrive before that person. So think about that. So if you feel as though you're challenged by the people around you, work harder. You know what? Or even that, work smarter. Right? Utilize the techniques. Embed yourself with the beast mentality, and you'll outrun anybody in terms of your pursuit or your journey. So let's get into this plan. Next, the plan. Game. Oh, I want to add this in here. Couldn't do the Laymen guide for goal setting unless I put in game. Now, this comes from my book, Be Magnificent. You can find this in there. And it talks a little bit more how to have game. Game is something, a set of rules. You always got a set of rules for whatever you do in life. So be able to be a good player, you must know the rules of the game. Think about it. If you're playing baseball and you don't know the rules of the game, you swing 3 times, And then when they tell you that you're out, you be like, what? I thought I had all the turns in the world. You don't get that many turns. 3 strikes, you're out. But when you know the rules, you know, you measure, and you get good at it. You make every swing count, right? So when I talk about game, I'm talking about the set of rules, right? Right? But I'm really going to break this down and say, actually, game is your goals, right? The actions you're going to take, like in your plan, right? Your methodology, how you're going to go about doing it. I'm going to pursue my goal on being a magnificent journalist and community engagement specialist by going to college and meeting as many people as possible. That's my methodology and my method that I'm going to get there, right? I might be promoting something. Am I promoting an event? My methodology may be social media and person-to-person contact and flyers and press releases, right? And my evaluation process. How am I measuring? I might measure by tests, by people who attend my seminars, by my grades. Those are all in the evaluation process that I use. So they all spells out G-A-M-E, game. You got to have game in order to make it. The plan has 5 components, right? Simple components. We're gonna reveal them right now, right? So the 5 components is 1. In any goal that you pursue, you got to have an ultimate goal. So let's first say that we are pursuing a college education, right? Now this could be, now let me just say, goals could be financial, they could be family, they can be personal, they can be social, they could be whatever you want them to be, and this formula I'm going to give you works with each one of those goals, right? So pay attention. The ultimate goal is, say, in this instance, is to graduate from college. We're going to get a 4-year degree. So what do we got to do in order to be successful first in college? Let me say this about goals. There's certain kind of goals, and I'll put this up there as well. There's something called SMART objectives. You want the objectives to be smart. This is all part integrated into that plan. So if you got you want to have a smart plan. We should call it a plan, smart plan. And your smart plan is going to be specific. It's going to be measurable. It's going to be achievable. It's going to be relevant. It's going to be timely, right? So you're going to have specific goals, right? Specific things that you want to do. I'm going to graduate with a bachelor's degree in journalism by 2026. That's specific. Can't get no more specific than that, except the month and the date, right? right. Oh, you want to be measurable? I can measure that by each semester. That each semester is a measurement. As I pass each semester and I pass my exams, I know I'm getting there. As I move from freshman to sophomore to junior to senior. Those are my measurements. Those are my benchmarks, right? Achievable. It's achievable. People have done it before. I can do it. I'm a powerful individual. I can do it. Is it relevant? Yes, because I'm going to write the ultimate novel. I'm going to work on a newspaper. I'm going to be the ultimate PR person. And I need to have this degree as part of my credentials, right? So it's relevant to the things I want to do in life. And timely, I have a deadline. I have benchmarks. I know when I'm on schedule. I know when to evaluate what is being done and what is effective. Okay, SMART goals. Next, in college, 1, we got to complete all assignments. We got to pass our exams, right? We're going to have to study daily. We have a study plan, right? And take all tests. There's our 4 actions. So our objectives, right? Study, complete our assignments. You also want to make sure that you're in the right mindset, right? So eat healthy and physically exercise so you're ready to accept information. But it's really down to the 3 steps, and we'll put the steps up there so you can see them. Right? So you have your objectives up there. The objectives are the actions you need to take in order to reach the ultimate goal, which is at the other end. Ultimate goal, steps. Simple enough, right? Now let's add in another component. Another component is we want to have, what resources do we need? Well, in order to really be successful in college and to rob there, we're going to have, you need the books. You're going to have the books. They make you buy books, right? So get the books, although you can go to the bookstore, right, and get those used books. You can put an ad in. The people that took the class last time, you might want to take them. And sometimes those old books are better because they got notes in them. People may leave notes in it. I wrote all in my books and outlined the important things in there. So even old books is good, right? But you need books, right? You're going to need a computer because you're going to have to go on the internet. So you need to get you a laptop, whatever. I think that's required. Some colleges even give you, even get you that, but get you a laptop. You'll be ahead of the game, right? Because you can take some courses online. So you're going to need a laptop. You're going to need books. You're going to have internet access, right? You might need to know where the library is at also. Sometimes it's good to go to the library because you never know who you meet in the library. You might need somebody who's taking the same course as you, and then you can have a study partner, and that even makes you even more powerful because now it's two brains, right? Or a study group that's even more powerful because, look, I'm giving you the stuff that you need right here, right? So those are the resources. So we want to list the resources and make sure, because you're going to have to set objectives in order to get those resources, get those people, the books, the laptop, and necessary study partners or whatever. Who else do you need? You need your teacher, professor. Have a personal relationship with your professor, right? Have a personal relationship with the counselors, and this is whether or not you're in high school or in college. Always have a personal relationship with the counselors and the people important because they get resources. And guess what? They only give out the resources to people that they know. They can't give it to you because they don't know you. You're a name on a piece of paper until you show up in the face, right, with an apple, or with a smile. And being resourceful with saying that you want to know more, that you brought their book. If there's a professor, they always got to write a book. Know their book. Know where they wrote a book. Talk about their book. People love it. I write books. Somebody come to me talk about my book. Hey, I'm going to remember who you are. Hey, you may get, if you're on the bridge between passing and failing, and I know you might, that might tip the scale. So you're going to know your teacher, or you might need a tutor. And you may need a mentor. And I said the purpose of mentors is, one, have a mentor in your field, and then have a mentor that's right for the mentally and give you that mentality, the mentality that's going to make you successful. So, and they'll give you two things. They'll give you motivation, and they'll give you discipline, right? Motivation will get you started, and discipline will get you there, right? Motivation will get you in the gym, but discipline will keep you going, day after day until you reach your objectives. So motivation and discipline is important. Mentors supply that, but you also got to adapt that. You learn the mindset of the mentor, and then you adapt it for yourself. It becomes part of you. That voice outside your head becomes the voice inside your head. Okay? So we got that. We got who we need on our team. We got what resources do we need, right? And then we need to have deadline. Right? Now you're going to have a deadline, but you're going to have something called benchmarks. So ultimately, 4 years from now, we're going to graduate. But in between that time, we're going to move from freshman to sophomore to junior to senior, right? These are all benchmarks, right? Even within those benchmarks, you have many benchmarks. And many benchmarks mean you have midterm, final exam, midterm, final exam. These are all benchmarks or signs along the way that you're making progress. If you haven't taken the midterm, your midterm is coming. You're usually working toward that, and then the final. When you took the final, you're ready. You're ready to move on to the next grade, right? You're ready to move on. So you want to have that. Put that on your personal strategic plan. You want to write all this down. I told you the person that write down their goals are the ones that ultimately reach their goals. So you got your ultimate goals, you graduate, you got your benchmarks, you got the team or who's on your team, who you need on your team, you identified those resources, you got the actions you need to take, and you know what your ultimate goal is. You are ready. You know what? And you are more powerful. But when you do this, you become more powerful. You're going to become more powerful in your own personal goals. You're going to become more powerful in your social goals. You're going to be more powerful in your financial goals. right? And just apply this, right? Apply. There might be some steps that you need to take in terms of your own personal well-being. It might be, I want to lose weight, and I'm going to the gym. I'm going to diet. I'm going to learn healthier ways of eating and exercising, and I need to adapt those people. You can adapt this to any one of your personal goals, and then you can be magnificent. And that is the layman's guide to achieving your own personal goals and goal setting.